To Islamabad with Hina Rabbani Khar and Marc Grossman are addressing.
Build on this partnership, which is, as I said, important not only for the two countries, but for the region and for the world. And I think this is going to continue to be a process, an intensive process, a process in which we have and we like to have a meeting of minds. As we go forward, it gives us, every interaction that we have gives us an opportunity to be able to share notes, to be able to understand each other's perspectives more clearly, and this is what we like to believe will lead to the strategic coherence that we often talk about. Today we also talked in great detail about the conference in Istanbul, which Pakistan has assured the world that Pakistan would like to see the Istanbul process come through with a resounding success, that Pakistan as an important stakeholder in the region would like to play a very, very constructive role within that. So let me say, all in all, we had discussions of the bilateral relationship between Pakistan and US, different events within the region, our defined roles within the region, and our efforts to be able to build this partnership between the US and Pakistan, and to be able to take this forward in a constructive manner.
Good. Minister, thank you very much, and thank all of you for coming as well. Before I do anything else, let me thank the Minister and all of her colleagues for the hospitality we were shown here today, and for the government of Pakistan for the hospitality we've been shown all through the day. Well, let me first say that, as the Minister said, I'm delighted to be back here for the fourth or fifth visit I have made as the Special Representative for Afghanistan and Pakistan. Now, to let you know what I have been doing today, we arrived this morning. I had the good fortune to call on General Kayani. We visited the Prime Minister. We've now spent this excellent time with the Foreign Minister. We're on our way to see President Zardari. In all of these meetings, I had a chance to report to the leadership of Pakistan about the trip I have undertaken in support of the very important international meeting that the Foreign Minister mentioned in Istanbul, and also in support of the very important international meeting which will come some days later on the 5th of December in Bonn. And I have been over the past few days in Central Asia, in Beijing, in Turkey, in India, and in all of those places I have had a chance to present the possibility that the conference in Istanbul and the conference in Bonn will bring the international community and the region to the understanding that we need all of us to support a secure and stable Afghanistan inside of a secure and stable region. And I'm delighted to say that on this, the Foreign Minister and I had a complete meeting of the minds, as she said, that as a neighbor of Afghanistan, that this idea that in Istanbul we can talk about a secure, stable Afghanistan inside of a secure, stable country is extremely important. As the Minister said, we also spent some time this morning talking about the bilateral relationship between Pakistan and the United States, which is an important one for the United States, and I believe also, if I may say, for Pakistan. And as she said, we tried to think about the future and a way to keep the strategic dialogue we have going, and she suggested we talked about the kind of working groups that have already met and might meet again. Perhaps there are one or two others in that same category. And for me, we talked about how we can continue in a systematic way to identify the interests that we share with Pakistan, and there are many, and then find ways to act on them jointly. Final thing I would say is that the Minister and I and her colleagues, and Ambassador Munter and my colleagues, talked a lot about the future and how to continue this dialogue between Pakistan and the United States, and to continue the work we want to do together. And I'm sure that we can make a commitment to future work, and that future work will have action and be successful. And so, Minister, again, I thank you very much for your time and for your hospitality this morning.
Pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. We're on our way to see the President.
Special Envoy Marc Grossman, along with Hina Rabbani Khar, briefing the media on the meeting that they've had with the General Kayani, Chief of the Army Staff, and Prime Minister Yusuf Reza Gilani in Islamabad. Today, they are now on their way to meet President Asif Ali Zardari. Both leaders agreed to the fact that there needs to be more mutual cooperation between the two countries and that bilateral ties are now strengthening with each passing day between the US and Pakistan.